home-based self-care program for acute nose-sinus-ear congestion. Mucusy, runny, congested nose. We know how uncomfortable it can be. The eyes get red. We're dripping all over our paperwork at work or our clothes. So if this progresses, then the next thing is we instinctively begin to squeeze the bridge of our nose and massaging it. But the progression is real simple. It starts off with the drippy nose, and then it progresses to a congested nose. We get loss of smell. Then we get the congestion in the sinuses. Then we get into something I call ear squeeze. In the beginning of the ear squeeze, we get muffled hearing. Now you can identify in yourself if you're having ear squeeze before you put yourself in a position to experience that pain. And that's what I call by a slowing of the ear click on the affected side. We should try this right now. Let's get very, very quiet. Gather the saliva in your mouth. You get very, very, very quiet, and then you swallow that saliva and you listen for a click in both your ears. If they both occur at the same time, just that click, then you do not have ear squeeze. If there's a delay on one side or the other, you now have ear squeeze. So that helps you define, is the mucus in your face, in the nasal passages, in the sinuses, obstructing the eustachian tube and causing that delay. This congestion continues. People typically get a headache. Some people will call it a migraine because it's a headache on that one side of the ear. People can have vertigo, a spinning sensation. What can we do in terms of a home-based self-care program for acute nose-sinus-ear congestion to settle down the allergic response? You can get an over-the-counter antihistamine, or if you want to go all natural, you can use a product called D-Hist. So this is a combination of these antioxidants that have anti-allergic properties and also have the ability to thin mucus. Secondly, you want to turn off the allergic response to allow the immune system to reset. This can be done with prescription nasal steroids, but they have some side effects. I prefer using a natural route of a mixed herbal homeopathic called Allergens. This is a mixed homeopathic. Very, very great remedy. Third treatment that we want to do is we want to clean up the blood thickening or the hyperviscosity, and we do that by using enzymes that go directly into the bloodstream. My enzyme of choice for allergy is something called marcazyme. This is to alleviate the thickening of the blood that occurs with allergies. Finally, when we turn off the allergic response, when we clean up the blood, the last thing that we have to do is we have to restore the tissue integrity. There's two steps to this. The first is to wash off excess secretions and the allergens or the microbes that are stuck to that. I actually prefer that you use a neti pot. How to use a neti pot. Here's the neti pot, and I put clean water. It doesn't need to be purified. When you buy your neti pot, you will typically get some little sachets of salt. If you have used all these up or you didn't get these, you just got that, that's perfectly fine. Just put some salt in it. And now you're going to mix the salt into the water until the salt is all dissolved. The first thing that you do is you tilt your head 45 degrees, 1/4. The second 45 degrees is now I want to rotate my head. The third step is no honking. No blowing one nostril. So here we go. Here it is. Number one, tilt the head 45. Number two is rotate 45. Number three is portive. Okay? No honking. Then you go to the other side, tilt 45, rotate 45, pour in the upstream nostril. Blow out both nostrils with no honking. You can go more, and as you do it each time going forward, it will get progressively lighter. And at that point, I just take a little amber, I put non-roasted sesame oil in it, take a couple of drops, lay down on the bed, put 2 or 3 drops in one nostril, 2 or 3 drops in the other nostril, sniff it up, until you can feel and taste the sesame oil going down the back of the throat that will nourish that tissue after it's been scraped away and washed clean from the salt water. That's the proper use of the neti pot. So let's take better care of ourselves. Let's go around this cycle of removing the tissue waste, enhancing the blood flow, stimulating cellular rejuvenation so that we don't scar.
It really worked. I felt so much better. Everything.